Have you ever wondered what it's like to use an Automower for a complete season as your primary mower? Well, you came to the right video because I did just that. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So on this video, I'm going to talk about how I use my Automower as my primary mower on my backyard for a complete lawn season. Now, the Automower that I have is a Husqvarna 430X, and even though I'm only knowledgeable about that mower, you could use some of this information across the board for Automowers. So if you're shopping for an Automower, maybe some of the things that I talk about here today can help you make a decision whether or not you need to add an Automower to your arsenal of lawn products. So anyway, let's get started. Now, the lawn that I actually use my Husqvarna on is 6,500 square feet of Bermuda. I'm located on the north side of the DFW area, and my lawn season went from March to November. All right, so about 9 months. And I started this season with the idea of letting this Automower do all my mowing, my cutting for me. So I'm not going to come in there with the rotary, and I don't have the real mower anymore. So it was all on the Automower, and I just wanted to see, could this mower be your primary mower for cutting your lawn? So I got started with actually ordering a fairway kit attachment to this mower because I wanted to see if it would scalp. You know, if you have a Bermuda lawn, it's always good to start your season with a spring scalp. And I did just that. I attached the fairway kit to it, and I was able to lower the height of cut of my lawn all the way down to 0.39 inches height of cut. Now, it did take some time because, as you know, Automowers take a little bit off the blade each time as it goes down, because if you just try to cut a big chunk off, not only are you going to have a big hayfield of grass debris, but it's probably just going to bind up and not work very well as far as cutting quality goes. So took a little bit off at a time as I lowered the deck down as low as it could go. After the scalp was over, during the springtime, early summer, brought the height of cut up progressively until I was about at 1 inch. As the dog days of summer set in, I allowed that height of cut to go all the way up to 1.5 inches. And as we crept into fall, I was able to bring it back down to 1 inch to end the season. Now, going to my notes, here's where I can see a future issue coming up. To achieve what I just told you, mowing from March to November, keeping the height of cut relatively 1 inch to 1.5 inches. And you guys know with Bermuda lawns, you got to go out there and mow them. You got to keep up with it. Guess how many hours I put on this Automower throughout the whole season? 730 hours of runtime. That kept my lawn at 1 inch to 1.5 inches on a 6,500 square foot lawn. Now, if you're kind of like me, you're thinking, is that a lot? Is that not a lot? I don't really know. So I broke it down. What if I was to use my rotary mower, my Honda, and go out there and actually do it? Now, to mow my backyard usually takes 20 to 30 minutes. So we'll say 30 minutes for just to keep it easy here. So 30 minutes to mow the lawn. If you mow it 2 times a week from March to November, we do the math on that. It's going to come up to 36 hours total runtime for the complete season, compared to 730 hours the Automower had to run. All right, let's say we're doing the real mower. So now we got to do 3 cuts a week. Okay, we're going to keep it at about 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch. So we need to add another cut in there so we don't get too tall. That's going to come up to a total of 54 hours of actual runtime out on that backyard if you were doing a real mower. So 36 for a rotary, 54 for a real mower, 730 hours for the Automower. All right, so you probably see where I'm going with this. Obviously, that's a lot of wear and tear on a machine. I don't care what kind of machine you're using. That's a significant amount of time that's being put on a machine for one season. So the reason why I have so much work time on that mower is because each time that I had to send that Automower out to do a cut, I always did it for 6-hour increments. Now, the reason why I didn't do less than 6 hours is because, well, it wouldn't cut the whole lawn in under 6 hours. If I did 5 hours, there would be little sections here and there that would get missed. Not a big deal, get it the next day, right? Well, if it consistently misses some spots, you guys know with Bermuda, especially in the summertime, when that sucker's going, it does not take long for there to be different heights of cut in the lawn. So it was more important to me to try to get 95 to 100% of the lawn cut each time that mower went out, compared to, oh, it's just gonna mow a little bit here and there every single day. Didn't really work for me like that with a Bermuda lawn, growing gangbusters on me. So kind of keep that in mind. I had to send that sucker out at least 6 hours so it would get a nice even cut on the lawn. Other issues, my Husqvarna uses a boundary wire to guide it around the yard, okay? So it's kind of like the dog collar fence. It doesn't go outside the the boundary wire. If a squirrel is digging around, they may pop that line. Now you've got to go out and find it, splice it together. It's very easy to do so if you can see where the line is busted. Now, if it happens from underneath and you don't know where it is, yeah, that's going to be a lot trickier to find that line. Other auto mowers out there do have GPS signals and stuff like that. That's kind of a new phase. So I would imagine the problems that you would have with that is, well, poor GPS signal or the software just not working properly. That seems to be a very common theme with the auto mowers, is software issues. And that's what else I want to get into is, do you have anything that's linked up to your phone that works really good one day and then the next day it's like, oh no, you need an update, or oh no, your system is out of date and you got to do this, this, and this. That's the type of maintenance that you have to do with these types of mowers. It's not the oil change anymore. It's not the, check your tire pressure or anything like that. Is your software up to date? So realize when you're doing that, that's your maintenance program for auto mowers. Now, kind of my last complaint on this thing is storage. Now for my mower, the docking station has to have a power supply somewhere. So somewhere in the lawn, you've got to have a place where this thing can drive up and dock at its station for you to operate it. And it's got to have the continuous loop for the boundary wire. I've got mine underneath my patio, which actually works out pretty good. So depending on the different yard that you're trying to operate on, you may not have a good location to actually have a docking station on. And you want to keep it out of the elements too. So that could be very problematic as well. So if you're shopping for an auto mower, keep an idea about where you're going to put it and what's going to power it on your property. All right, so let's talk more positive about this auto mower. Now, when the app is working, which it does work most of the time, okay? Every once in a while, yeah, you get the error message where it won't send the information to the mower and you got to go to the keypad on the back of it like a caveman and punch in your little code and tell it what to do. But when the app is working properly, it is very nice to have on your phone, and you can be anywhere you go and all of a sudden you're like, oh man, it's going to rain tomorrow. I didn't realize that. Boom, turn that sucker on, get you a mow in, and you're ready to go for tomorrow. So that is very nice. That's a really cool feature. For me, also mowing during the dog days of summer. This kept me off my backyard whenever it was 110 degrees outside all summer long, okay? I didn't have to go out there and, work myself to death trying to keep up with that yard. I sent the mower out at midnight because I felt like that was a cooler temperature and a little less wear and tear on the battery and the whole machine itself. And the thing is so quiet, none of my neighbors can hear it. I've called them all and I'm like, hey, can you hear the mower? Do you know that the mower's on? They have no idea. It is that quiet. So yes, it can mow in the middle of the night, which keeps it nice and cool. A little bit better on the machine to help the longevity of the actual mower. All right, moving on to cut quality. This thing swings around 3 razor blades that will cut that grass nice and crisp. Way better than a rotary mower that just kind of hacks off just a little bit as it goes and leaves the frayed edges and stuff like that. No, this razor blade has a nice crisp cut across the blade, very comparable to a real mower. So I would put it up there with the category of you're getting the quality of cut that a real mower can provide, much better than the rotary mower. So that's kind of nice whenever you just get a healthier lawn out of it. That's the result. All right, so overall, I really enjoyed this mower. It was a fun season to see what the technology could do on your yard. Now, There were only 2 times that this mower failed me, and it was both times a squirrel had popped the line. The ground was disrupted, was able to find it very easily, splice the wires together, and we were back in business. Both of them, however, were whenever I was on vacation, so I had to pull the Honda out of the shed and reset the height of cut because we were getting up into the 2.5 inch range. I had to bring it down into an appropriate range for the mower to take over from there. I treat this mower as my hired AI hand. It's out there mowing while I'm out doing other lawn projects, so it's kind of nice. The 730 hours of work time on this mower definitely has me nervous on what type of longevity I'm going to actually get out of this mower, especially with software updates, technology, getting better each and every day. When will this technology phase out to where the mower becomes basically obsolete? Whereas, you've got your rotary, you got your real mower that have gas or battery powered motors on them. Well, we know how long those last. I mean, I was rocking a 1981 McLean mower, so then yes, you got to do some stuff to them to keep those things going as well. But with the heavier price tag of $2,500, the runtime being well over 700 hours for my season, I'm still on the fence of whether if I'm going to get my money's worth out of it. So only time will tell, what's going to break, when's it going to break. So if you're interested to see some of that stuff, I would consider subscribing. If you guys have any questions or comments about anything, please leave a comment down below. And if you have an Automower that's experienced some things, hey, leave a comment down below because we all would like to learn from your experience as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you on the next video.